I've been self-isolating, so I've been just like in my house, and I haven't had my hearing aid in for like a couple days, but I just put it in because, it's a look. Alright, this is just a quick video. I posted a script to my Patreon a couple days ago that I'm really excited about, and I'm going to be filming over the next few days, but I'm about to go back to New Hampshire for like a month to watch my nieces and nephews so that my parents can go back to work. So rather than trying to get things like wrapped up as quickly as possible, I'm just going to film there. I just wanted to make a quick video about classes that don't teach people anything. I went to a community college for the first 5 years of my time in college, and I studied philosophy and journalism, and for the most part the philosophy program at the college I went to was amazing, but I never learned symbolic logic or sentence logic. Currently in the process of trying to teach myself, because just not being able to do symbolic logic bugs me. There's very little online. There's a Skillshare class about it, and there's a single lecture series on YouTube of symbolic logic that I'm working my way through, but a lot of it relies on an online class that was part of the actual in-class experience that I don't have access to because it's just like a series of recordings of lectures. But I did take a logic class when I was in community college, and in general the philosophy program at my community college was fantastic. This class wasn't. It was an online class. It was the only class in the philosophy degree that was also a required class for the criminal justice degree. And it was mostly criminal justice students. And it was very clearly a class designed for the criminal justice students. Because the function of this class was to get people from one end to the other of a logic class credit without teaching them any logic. The core textbook of the class was about the Socratic method, which some of you in the audience may recognize as not logic. In fact, the Socratic method predates what we would call logic in the context of philosophical jargon by several hundreds of years. And the final of the class was about making a case defending the golden rule, which you may recognize as not a logic problem. Anyway, I got a D in that class because I spent most of it just being angry and doing assignments in a way that the teacher clearly recognized as deliberately contemptuous of the class content. And I think about this story a lot when I think about economics students or business students coming away from their degrees with no understanding of the existence of competing perspectives apart from the one that their department preferred. Economics majors who graduate without learning the word neoliberalism, even if their program disagrees with that premise, they should come away with an understanding of what people mean when they say it. Or science majors who never learn the philosophy of science, who don't understand the historical distinction between rationalism and empiricism. There are a lot of cases, and I think, honestly, the biggest one is criminal justice, where the function of the degree program is not to teach a person the content of the course material, it's to invest people with the attitude of authority, to get to a place where they can say, fuck you, I went to college for this. A lot has been made of the problem with experts. And I think part of the problem is there are certain fields of expertise where certain subsets of the experts have been manipulated into the position of expertise so that they can act as agents of the status quo without ever having achieved expertise in the thing that they studied, because they didn't study it. They studied a misrepresentation of a tiny fragment of it. I'm not going somewhere with this. I just remembered that story about that time that I took a class that didn't teach me the thing, because it was very important that people be able to get an A in that class without learning the thing. Anyway, I was pretty suspicious of cops before them, but when I learned they deliberately avoid teaching them, that was a pretty wake-up moment. Bye.